Ruben, that was a hard-fought point, but we made hard work of it, didn't we?
Yes, we managed to recover second half, but we didn't exist in the first half. So the feeling is that disappointed. Not with the point, with the recovery, but we need to play both halves and to compete in the best way, because in this moment we need to win.
We seemed a lot more organised in the second half. What did you say to them at half-time that you think made the difference?
No, I just said that we are going to play the same way because we worked during the week and I saw a different thing. We are going to do the same thing no matter what the result. So it's more a belief and then a quality in the small things, like control the ball because the man was free and I know and everybody knew and they knew because we watched the games of Everton, we worked during the week and we proved that in the second half. So I didn't change nothing. It was playing the same way with a better energy and fight for the second balls.
How much does that belief matter to you and these players to go and achieve these results?
Yeah, it cannot be enough. You know, we need to have quality during the game, and we need to present not just in the second half, but in the first half. So that, but it's not enough.
And finally, this point today is a great point that we've fought for in the second half. What does that do leading into Ipswich?
We need to win. It's a different game. We prove that we can make a very good game, but then in the next game we have the momentum, but we don't show in the best way to the game. So what we need to do is to work during the week and to do in the game what we work during the week.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Ruben, it was a crazy end to the game, a completely different second half to the first half that we saw. First of all, talk us through what you saw with that penalty decision right at the end.
No, I think it's a soft touch. It was not from what I saw. I don't like to talk, especially when the game is finished in a few minutes, but I think it was a soft penalty. It was clear.
Are you pleased with the point?
If you start the game without the first half and losing 2-0, it's a good point, but we need to win 3 points and we need to play all the game.
Is that the most disappointing part, the fact that you managed to find yourself in a position to be 2 goals down heading into the second half?
Of course, but that is not the worst part. The worst part is that we have the free men. We are losing ball without any pressure. I mean, we are not doing what's supposed to do, and then it's really hard. And then we suffered 2 goals in second balls, and that was clear that they will create that chances by second balls. We were soft.
How do you go about fixing those problems that you're seeing?
In training, we continue to do the same. That's why in the second half we didn't change nothing. We have to do the same thing, but in a good way.
The 2 goals that were scored today both came from set pieces. Is scoring goals in the team still an issue for you?
Yes, not just scoring goals, but also create a lot of chances. We have to improve on that. But last game also we had chances. This game also we struggle with scoring goals.
Everyone can see that you so desperately want to make a success at Manchester United. Why haven't you been able to do that consistently so far with the results?
I don't know. If I know, I will change it. We have to continue to think in the next game, and everything we do during the week, we have to use it in the game. And if we do that, we are near to win games like we did in the second half. If we don't, we are not going to win.
How can you make this team better then between now and the end of the season?
In this moment, we need to focus on day by day. We need to survive this season. That is clear, and then to think ahead. But we have so many problems, and then when you go to the game and we let the time pass, it's really hard. Of course, I don't want to say just the negative part. The second half was so much better, and you believe, and in the end, I think we were near to win this game also.
Thanks, Ruben.
Thank you.
Well, 20 minutes to go. They were still 2-0 down. Then the Bruno Fernandes free kick gave them hope. Goalkeeper's point of view in terms of Jordan Pickford here, Tim?
Well, I think there's a point in time right now where that ball is too close to the edge of the box. If he goes up and over the wall, you put your hand up. You have to stay on your side of the goal when it's that close. He sets the wall up just fine. Just have to trust it in that moment. You can see him shift over because he gets a little bit nervous.
I think as well, Steve, when you look at the size of those guys in the wall, I think there's Bramthwaite, Beto and someone else of real height. I think you've just got to take your chance. They're going to jump. If he could get it over them, the goalkeeper's not going to get blamed. Yeah, you can see it, Bramthwaite there. I think it's O'Brien and Beto. If you're going to go over that wall, good luck to you. But you should not be leaving that side. I think he tried to gamble on it. He tried to gamble on where Bruno's going to put that.
Yeah, nowadays more than ever, you've just got to stay and protect your side. You know what they call them? Draft excluders or something that lie below. Yeah. You've got somebody lying there. You've got 6'5" people jumping as well. It's virtually impossible nowadays to get up over a wall from so close. The one thing, I know Keepers Union is next to me, but the one thing you can't do is vacate that big area. It's a huge error from
especially with Bruno. Bruno on that ball. He's going to take advantage of that.
And 8 minutes later, Manuel Ugarte, who's obviously been bought as a holding midfield player, and that's his role. That's why it's only his 5th senior career goal, his first United one, but he took it well, didn't he?
Well, the way he took it, you'd be surprised when somebody said he's only scored 5 goals in his career, because this was a lovely first touch, anticipated it, and kept it down. Almost put a little bit of fade on it. Some people think he miskicked it slightly, but the way he's stretching for it's the only way you can hit it really, and it just fades away from Pickford. That's a beautiful goal.
Yeah, it's lovely. Lovely the way he took the control.
Who's down there? I mean, somebody's just down on their haunches. He would have got to him if he wasn't sitting on the floor on the edge of the box.
It was Branthwaite in the end.
Was it?
Just couldn't quite recover.
Tailed off in that second half.
Well, I think
the energy of the first half.
I think there's this myth in football that you're a pressing team. No team can press for 90 minutes. So they came out of the traps. They were right against it. United found it hard. But ultimately, if you can get through that, you can wear teams down because it's hard to press. Now, there might have been a point in time where you get some subs on and then put the energy back up. But ultimately, again, credit to United in the second half.
But ultimately, he's had 7 Premier League games in charge and he lost one of them, David Moyes.
It's still a good draw in the end at home. Obviously, being up 2-0, it's not. But at home against United, it is.
And we just heard from Ruben Amram, he just wants to go back to that training pitch and keep trying to improve and start the game like they ended it.
Yeah. I mean, at half time, I thought, well, do you really? I mean, there's nothing really improving from anything at the moment. But that second half will breathe a little bit of life back into that Manchester United.
End to the game. Do you feel like you were let off the hook a bit with that penalty decision?
No. The referee said the hand was very close from the body, so there's nothing to do with that. We had our chances in the second half, but the problem is we start the game too late. We gave it away in the first half. I think we didn't have enough movement. We were too static, and it was difficult to create some situation. We did create with some 1-2s and stuff like that, but we need to start the games better. We know that. We spoke in the half time that we can, every time that we concede a goal and we are down, is the only time when we start and we think that now we can take a little bit more risk. Now we can go forward. Now we can pass forward. We need to start the game like that because we are in a situation where we have to win games and create chances to score goals.
It was a fight back though. You've managed to come away from Goodison Park with a point. What was the key to turning the game around?
Oh, to stick to the plan. That's what the manager was very upset with us. To try to stick with the plan that we had during the season, to make it work. Even if the things were not going well, we have to stick to what our ideas are, and that's what we did in the second half with much more freedom, much more movement. But as I said, we are 2-0 down. You have nothing to lose, so you start to get more into the game.
Just 15 points from a possible 45 under Ruben Amorim. Are you as players feeling like you're making any improvements?
No, of course you feel it, but the results don't say that. And obviously this club is all about results, and we know that. We are aware of that. We need to be aware of the position we are in the table, and you have to do much more. We have to do much more all together. Me for first. Everyone has to get to lift the standards of each other and try to push each other to end the season in the best way possible.
Brilliant free kick, and today you're the player of the match. Well done.
Thank you very much.
United deserved the second half.
Well, the former Manchester United captain and Premier League winner Ashley Young at the centre of all this, and the Everton club captain Seamus Coleman getting involved as well, righty. Temperatures are rising here.
Yeah, I think Ashley's really disappointed about that. I think it was very, there was a lot of histrionics in his dive, but like we saw, I think his shirt got pulled twice. You know, it did look really over dramatic, but I think that they'll look at that one and they'll be very disappointed not to get that one.
Right, let's have a look at it then before we take a break, because it's such a huge talking point. Ashley Young, given on field. Right, you go first, Tim.
Well, for me, it's a penalty. You just have a look here after the spilled de Ligt, the 2 shirt pulls, and then Harry Maguire's left arm across his hip. This is a really good look at this. De Ligt, he's got the grips with his shirt there once, twice, he goes down.
Yeah. You know, look, there it is. There it is. I'm not sure if he actually saw that.
So the big question now is, Michael, how have VAR, so Matt Donoghue in VAR, deemed this a clear and obvious error and sent the referee, Andy Madley, to the screen?
Because they've not looked at the right angle, in my opinion. If everything, which it is, if everything that we've just seen in real time during the game, if that's the angle that the referee's being given, then I don't blame the referee for saying, no, that doesn't look like... But he's not been given the angle. He needs to be given that angle from behind the goal, the high behind, zoomed in. From that angle, it just looks like a dive. I agree with the referee. Can't give a penalty on that evidence. The VAR has let the referee down, in my opinion, there. He's not given him all the various angles that you need to form a full opinion of whether that's a foul or not. He's given him one angle across the 18-yard box and given it him about 10 times.
Yeah.
You can see that after one replay. Show the whole lot. Give them 3, 4, 5 angles. That we've got hundreds.
This one is the only one he needs, Mike.
This is the only one he needs, and it's the only one he doesn't get. He could have had the one from behind the goal as well. See that camera in the net, bottom left there, in the net. He could have had that one as well. This one. He could have had that one as well. There's 2 angles that showed the shirt pull. Not one of them. None of the replay showed the shirt pull, and he's just going from side on when it didn't look. He's going from this one every single time. Doesn't look like a foul. Don't blame him for not giving it on VAR. VAR is to blame, not the referee, not the referee at all. The VAR didn't give him the right angle.
Who's on VAR? That's who's to blame.
Look, if he saw all of those, he clearly wouldn't have said that that's a clear and obvious error. It's a penalty. So.
And listen, it was a really exaggerated dive by Ashley. Let's get it right. It was the worst dive ever. He's pulled his shirt and his legs have gone over. It's the worst dive ever. But Ashley Young is amazing at it. So whether it's a penalty or not, I'm sort of still debating. It was a tiny tug. Was it a pen? Was it or not? What I'm most disappointed at is the referee hasn't been given
the clearest angles
to make an informed decision. That's what's got my goat.
Okay, and we can tell that. And if he'd seen that particular angle, you would think he wouldn't deem that clear and obvious.
Yeah, but when we saw that, because like we said, we thought the dive was really acrobatic. But like when we saw this, we thought, once he sees this.
If you're sent to the monitor and see this, which he didn't, you stay with your decision, righty, do you?
Probably, yeah. You would, because when you look at it from that angle, like Tim said, even Harry Maguire's hands around him, it doesn't look like Snowy enough to make Ashley react like he did. But those two, Ashley's felt the pulls, and that's why he's gone down.
Do you know what would have happened, righty, is he wouldn't have gone to the monitor. VAR didn't see that.
Yeah.
And so VAR would have looked at it and thought, shirt pull, then okay, if that's what you've thought, then they wouldn't have even...
How haven't they seen that when we've seen
it? I can't believe that.
He just kept looking at the same angle. I'm like, please, show the next one, show the next one. And 10 replays later, same one, and they've not even... And then 30 seconds later, we've started watching the game again, and all of a sudden... This is what they said. They just kept showing this. He just kept watching this and watching it again and watching it again. It's like, I've seen it once. Now show me 2 or 3 different angles. Didn't show it at all.
Wow.
Is a referee not inclined to ask VAR, do you have another angle?
Well, he should have another angle. Yeah, he should.
Yeah, but then surely, but you say that.
But he's trusting the VAR.
Yeah, that's true. Because as a referee, you're in charge of that. You're just going to show him every angle. Yeah. So he's got a great opportunity to make the right decision. I cannot believe that.
If you're the referee looking at that side on, you're probably thinking, oh yeah, he hasn't. He is a dive, because his legs go up, and you can quite clearly see he's not touched his legs. So you're probably thinking, oh, I've probably made a mistake here. You're thinking,
from that angle that the referee saw, he couldn't see de Ligt pull him, and the foul was on de Ligt. So.
Which makes me believe that the referee didn't give the penalty for shirt pulling. Right. Because if he had seen the shirt pull, he would have said, hang on, no, I saw a shirt pull, not that.
That's a good point.
So it makes me believe that the referees bought the dive as if it was a trip.
Right.
But that's what VAR are there for, to assist him.
Mike, you need to get a show on this, man.
I know.
The problem is he hasn't got one for 3 weeks. Oh, dearie me. Right, okay, we are one down, well, as you can tell, with so many talking points. 2-2 at Goodison. And who knows if Everton should have had a penalty after, of course, Brentford's thumping 4-0 win at Leicester to set the Premier League weekend off on Friday evening. 5-game goal rush to come, headlined by Arsenal's game against West Ham, the only unbeaten home record in the Premier League. Aston Villa, Chelsea later, and then the 2 games on Sunday, which of course finishes with Liverpool's trip to the Etihad to take on Manchester City. So in the end, it was a point apiece, which means that Everton stay a point ahead of Manchester United. 31 plays 30, and a reminder that Wolves, Ipswich and Southampton are all playing shortly in terms of the fight for survival. Liverpool play tomorrow. The big question is in goal rush, can Arsenal move up to 56 points, win again, and reduce that gap to 5 points? They both would have played 26 games before Liverpool kick off at the Etihad tomorrow.
Rio and Duncan watching alongside me in the studio. 2-0, and it was that man again, Beto, who opened the scoring, Rio, but it came from Man United just not clearing that corner.
Yeah, we said that today they're going to have to fight, roll their sleeves up and have to meet this Everton team, because they'll come out and they'll be really up against it. And Man United haven't done that. They've been pressed, they've been harried, they've not been able to deal with the press at all. Here, the amount of times they've got opportunities to clear the ball with zero conviction at all. No one taking over the situation. A bit fortunate at times there for Everton, but it's a man in form when it comes there on his left foot there, scruffy, but it counts.
I think Everton just wanted it more there, didn't they? Second ball, third ball. Man United, as Rio said, they could have cleared the lines. They never. Decore's headed the ball twice in there, and Beto's put himself right in between the goals, and he's got his finish off. A bit scruffy, as Rio said, but he was in the right place at the right time. Set play. Yeah. But poor Man United.
There was a VAR check that took over 3 minutes, Rio.
Yeah.
He was offside at one point in the lead up to that, but not interfering.
Yeah, he weren't interfering in play, so I was a bit as to how it took so long to come to the decision. But again, more importantly, I think the disappointment from a Man United perspective is that you got to clear your lines.
Yeah, how Decore been? How good has he been in this half? Gets the ball, plays the forward, and Lindstrom plays a lovely forward pass. I mean, and we talked about it before the show. Beto running away for the ball. Harrison gets not a great contact, and then Decore follows up. How good Decore's been? Absolutely outstanding.
Maguire there, he can't stand there. You've got to run back towards your own goal. I couldn't understand that at all. I know pace isn't a part of his game. Here again, he gets a second opportunity to go and deal with it. Doesn't go and deal with it. But on the halfway line, you've got to run
difference
back.
In desire between the two teams.
Well, look at Decore. Decore's up before Maguire. So he's up. So that's how he's scoring the goal. Maguire's waiting for an experienced centre-back like that. Man United have been so poor, so passive in all actions really in the game.
We'll break that goal down after the game in a bit more detail, but you see Decore, he's the one who starts that move, and he runs past probably about 4 or 5 players to get on the end of it. And that shows you the lack of desire, lack of understanding, and what the task ahead is here. You've got to fight. We said it before the game. You don't come to here, no matter what form they're in this place, and think you can roll them over easily without having to go toe-to-toe. And Man United have not understood that assignment at all, but once the first whistle was blown.
Yeah, no shots on target for Manchester.
Welcome back. So 2-0 Everton at half-time at Goodison Park. Manchester United yet to have a shot on target in the meeting of Tim Howard's 2 former clubs. Over joining us today from the United States, and Everton have had much the better of it.
They have. When you look at the teams, exactly what we thought. They'd come out tough in their face, stifle them. United, they don't change. They try and play to the back. They roll the ball to the centre halves. They kind of get a bit flat. United took full advantage of that.
We talked about vulnerability for United before a ball was kicked. They showed it again with the way they conceded the first goal.
Yeah, we thought physicality and that pressure, that using the Goodison effect. Manchester United had so many attempts to clear their lines here. A couple of them were unlucky. A couple of them were lacking bravery and courage to get the ball out. We count here the 5 times. The first one might be a little bit unlucky. Maguire, then it just hits his head. He can't do much. This is awful. Heading the ball back into a danger zone. Maguire weak on the next one, not very brave. Hoyland doesn't even attempt to head it. I don't know what he's doing. And then Beto, he finishes it off. But I mean, Manchester United can only blame themselves there, Tim.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at that, you just think, well done to Beto as well, just to try and keep himself onside and around it. But United, I mean, look, it has nothing to do with the manager. Head it and kick it. That's on the players. And you saw there 6 attempts to clear the ball, and didn't even get past 5 yards.
For me, it looked to me like Everton just couldn't. They wouldn't give them no breathing space. It's just they're all over them, and this is what you'd expect because you want somebody to have the composure to be able to just stay calm. Like I think that one there, Mazraoui, that's got to go out over his own bar. I've seen that happen before, just to clear the lines. But again, it was exactly how Everton would want that.
So as well, just to try and keep himself onside and around it, but united. I mean, look, it has nothing to do with the manager. Head it and kick it. That's on the players. And you saw there 6 attempts to clear the ball.
What about Maguire here, by the way?
Honestly.
Where's he going here? Nowhere, is he?
No man's land. They've been doing that to De Ligt and him for the whole of this first half, dragging them out, putting them into positions where they're uncomfortable. But that's his area. That's where Harry Maguire should not be caught flat-footed. He's got to just go challenge for that, and then him and the keeper can have a conversation.
I was going to say, do you not think Harry Maguire's thinking the goalkeeper's going to... He's thinking he's going to get up and catch this, surely?
Yeah, but it's the time.
It's still his zone, don't get me wrong, but I think he's waiting for the goalkeeper.
No, but but Michael, I know we've got a goalkeeper here. He's getting up off the floor, and it's happening as it's happening. So for me, I'm saying again, Tony Adams, he goes and attacks that, whether Tim's getting up or not.
I will say there's a situation there. Even when the goalkeeper makes a save and is on the ground, you can still be shouting to your centre half, away, clear it, whether you're on the floor getting up or not. So that didn't happen.
Okay, all Everton in total control, 2 goals up.